Welcome to another episode of the Muffed Sports Show. I'm your host, Hayden Haynes, and join me as always is Seth Killen, Cody Hart,
Yo,
and
yo.
Braxton McKinney in the car
Yep.
actually tonight.
Hello. Hello all.
Hello, all.
Hello, all. Great intro there, Brax. We appreciate you joining anywhere, wherever that man will pop out and get his sports takes off for sure. So we appreciate you, Brax.
I'm dedicated to the calls. I've
I love
always
it. I love
been
it.
a huge fan of the Muffed Sports Show, and it really is an honor
Yeah.
to be a part of this crew
Wow.
as a guest every now and then.
We're honored to have you, brother.
We appreciate you, brother.
I'd do anything to be on this podcast.
I love to hear that. So today we're going to have a big show. We didn't do one last week, but that's because we're gearing up, getting all the news for free agency together so we can talk about it all at once. We feel like we have most of it other than the quarterbacks that are remaining. So we're going to touch on where the last few quarterbacks are going to end up possibly. We're going to talk about what already happened in free agency, and then at the end, we're going to do our March Madness bracket reveal. We got a group going. You can do two entries per group, or yes, two entries per this group at least that we're doing. So basically, we're going to tell you guys our main one. And we're going to talk about like who's the upsets this year, who's going far, is there a Cinderella team, and then we'll give you our final four. And that's pretty much it. Probably a quicker show than normal, but we're going to go ahead and start. So let's talk about free agency. I did want to start by kind of talking about what happened further, like a week or two ago now. So Devontae Adams did what Seth called, by the way, on the last show, signed with the Rams 2 years, $46 million. So Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua are now teammates, creating a dynamic duo. And he gives up, Puka does, his jersey number to Devontae. So Devontae keeps 17. Puka's wearing his college number 12, which he wore at BYU. Just fun fact there.
He's a real one for that.
How where are we ranking this duo, Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua, as far as the duos in the NFL for wide receiver?
I mean, I'm ranking that at
It's up
least
there.
top 5.
Yeah.
You got Jamar and T, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What? You a hater? That's a hater. That's a hater.
You're hating.
He's
I am
He's a
hating.
Steeler hater. Or a bingo hater.
That's the Steeler in me coming out right there. My bad.
So what? We got Jamar and T's probably up there 1 or 2 with Devontae and Puka. Devontae and Puka got to be close, right?
Dude,
Yeah,
all right.
I mean,
you gotta think about that because Jamar and T, and then you got George and DK. I'm taking that over. I'm taking that over
Sneaky.
Devontae and Puka.
I like
And
that.
then low key, this might be a hot take, but I low key really like McLaurin and Samuel.
Debo and Terry, yeah.
Debo and Terry.
Debo and
That's
Terry
a high
is
one.
disgusting.
Just because Jaden's gonna cook with him.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got AJ Brown and Devontae Smith.
Yeah, we can't forget about that. They just won a Super
Can't
Bowl.
forget about that. And
there's got to be something we're missing, right? Somebody out here.
I mean, low key that puts Devontae and Puka at number 5. I'm not about to.
Are we?
I think it. Who are we missing?
No, I'm just trying to think of that's the main ones for sure. A couple got. I feel like there's some sleepers.
Westbrook Akine.
Dude, Nick Westbrook's not even on the Titans anymore.
I know.
Okay. But yeah, Devontae Adams, I think, is still got that juice. I mean, clearly he's not going to be the 1,500-yard guy anymore, but he's going to get 1,008 tutties, I think, with Stafford in that offense.
He could have more than that in tutties wise. Like, you could have like
2.
So.
Well, they're such a good offense with Sean McVay's play calling, and Stafford looked pretty good last year, even deep in the playoff run they had. So I think now, like, they're a team that, to me, with that young defense and the coaching still, like I said, they're going to be right there, I think, with the Eagles, especially because the Eagles lost a little bit this year on defense.
They did.
What about y'all? You think Rams are top 3 in the NFC?
If all falls correctly, I do.
I mean, I know Tampa Bay got to be up there a little bit. Not top 3 though. I mean, I don't know.
They're top 5, but Washington's
Lions,
up there.
Washington, Lions lost a bit. Eagles lost a bit.
Lions also did get some guys.
They did.
But yeah, DJ Reed's a big one we're going to talk about in a minute. But I think Lions are still top 5, even though they lost their coaches. I mean, their offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, and some other pieces. But, like, to me, it's going to be, in my opinion, I'm going to go respectfully, the Eagles 1, Rams 2, Washington 3, Lions 4, and I'm probably just because I'm respecting them. Bucks 5.
Yeah,
Mm.
But
that's
it.
fair.
I guess we got to say Mike Evans, Chris Godwin still elite duo.
I mean, what about the Seahawks?
We're
We
gonna
think
get to
they're
that.
gonna. Think we're
Sam,
gonna. We
that's a
think
good
they're gonna cook.
segue. Sam
I
Darnold.
mean,
I was
you
gonna
got two
bring up.
slots. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got 2 elite slot receivers and Sam Darnold. I don't know how much you're cooking.
So Sam
But
did sign 3 years, $100 million. That's the next thing we're gonna bring up. So Sam and Cooper Kupp are now a Seahawk. Cooper Kupp 3 years as well, so they got them on the same timeline. And I think I saw something where Sam Darnold's more of like a 1 year, like they have an option to get out of this if it doesn't work out. So we'll see. Maybe Cooper Kupp's the same. I can't really tell, but 3 years, 45 for Cooper Kupp. So that's about half of what DK's getting a year. Even though he's older and he's still producing, I feel like decent wide receiver 2 numbers at this point in his career if he can stay healthy. But Jason and him, they're probably going to need to go draft a guy. They do have like 5 picks in the top 100, so they could do that.
yeah, they can get dirty.
But that's a team that's interesting just because they're going in a completely different direction. They're like getting younger at quarterback and wide receiver. I know Cup's not, but like JSN's their guy now, so it's no more DK, no more Lockett, JSN, a little vet and Cooper Kupp. They'll probably draft one, like I said. So I think honestly, they're just trying to like restart a little bit with the new coach they got, and I don't know. I think long term they're gonna be fine because Seahawks are pretty consistently like in the hunt.
Yeah.
But the meantime, right now, this first year will probably be about 7-10, 8-9 at best. I don't know. We'll see.
Season for the Seahawks for sure.
What's their draft
Yeah,
position
they
in
got
round 1?
they got like 18, I think. They got a bunch of picks though. They got like seconds and thirds, so they'll be up there.
Well, I think they're gonna have a good defense. Yeah.
Yeah. Last year they were pretty good on offense, even though they did let go of their offensive coordinator after the end of the season. Like I said, though, they're trying to get more like running oriented, like they used to be with Marshawn Lynch and Pete Carroll. Like they want to go back to that, play good defense. So I think you're going to see that with Ken Walker and Charbonnet this year. So maybe they'll be able to play good defense around the ball, and we'll get them a couple of wins. But like long term, it's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like
Now, Jamar and T, like we mentioned, one of the best duos. They both got paid massive contracts. We knew this was going to probably happen for at least Jamar. Are we surprised T Higgins got the 4 years, $115 million?
Yes.
Yes.
That's crazy, right?
I think it's honestly kind of unreal.
Yeah.
Like now they're setting a new standard, I guess, kind of for like that second wide receiver that's goated.
Yeah, you're right.
That they're expecting to get paid a bag now.
I saw Vikings fans crashing out. They said we ain't paying Jordan Addison $30 million.
No, and I could see George wanting $30 million.
Oh yeah,
if that's the case.
Because DK has $30 million.
That's what I'm saying, and he's gonna see T Higgins in the same division getting paid that bag.
Yeah, George is going to want 30. Dude, we went to high school with that guy.
I know.
He's about to make $30 million a year
on the Steelies.
But he's probably gonna. He's probably realistically, I feel like gonna end up somewhere else.
That's more than Marlon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That'd be crazy.
That's crazy.
Good for them. Good for them.
For sure. Hoover U, represent.
Hoover U for sure, man. Jamar, though, is Jamar worth the record setting? He's now the highest paid non-quarterback.
I think so.
I mean, if you look at his stats, besides touchdowns, he's better than Justin Jefferson in every category.
I think Jamar is better than Justin.
I think Jamar
better.
Yeah,
he was better at LSU though, right?
It also
For
doesn't.
Sure, yeah, Justin Jefferson was a wide receiver 2 at LSU.
Yeah.
It doesn't help
Jamar Chase.
being. I mean, I guess it does help, but having your same quarterback you were with in college,
it does,
being your number one quarterback throughout your basically a whole career.
Really good point there, actually. Huge.
I mean, they just click on, and they probably got like hand signs and signals and bullshit.
I feel like they definitely are going to be one of the best duos of all time when it's all said and done, if they're already not, just because of what they did in college and record-setting numbers. But, yeah, Joe Burrow wanted them to get paid. Now they're going to be stuck with Trey Hendrickson on the defense, who led the league in sacks, wanting to get paid, but also kind of requested a trade. So, I mean,
he ain't getting paid.
If he goes for a first-round pick, I'll be amazed because that's what the Bengals are trying to do. They're trying to fleece like the Falcons and the Commanders right now, but I don't think they're going to go for that because you got to get the first round up, then pay Trey Hendrickson $30 million a year. Like, what are we doing?
That's a lot.
So he's definitely going to a new team in a little bit. I don't know if it's going to happen soon because I think they're trying to get him to stay. But what money are they going to pay him with? I don't know.
What could you get for him though?
Trey Henderson, they're going to have to at least say screw the first, and they'll try to get a second maybe or 2/3 or something, and then that team's going to have to pay him, like I said. So it's going to be tough. But he's a good player. He's kind of slept on just because he's up in Cincinnati, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
But they definitely are going to be screwed. They have no Jesse Bates, no Trey Hendrickson possibly. Sam Hubbard, the other end, just retired at 29, I think.
I mean, they're literally just going to be
they're screwed.
Offense only. I mean, that's how they were last year.
They re-signed B.J. Hill, their D tackle. That's about it.
I mean, they are cooked on that defensive front, man. Like they're gonna have to do what they did last year, basically, and just put up 40 points a game in order to win a game.
100%.
In the NFL, are you allowed to trade for cash like in baseball?
You know what? Yeah, you kind of are. It's similar, I'd say.
Okay.
How does that work?
You can send money for sure. There's a way to do it. It's just
I'll just give you this 10 mil for your player.
I mean, essentially teams do pick up certain money that they can't if for instance, I think with Kirk Cousins, if the Falcons, since they just decided to keep him instead of cutting him, they're now supposed to pay Kirk $10 million in bonus this year. But if they trade him, then that team will have to take that $10 million. It's just and it's within the contract. Sometimes you can literally give up straight up money, though. I don't really know how it works.
That's like trading a liability, though. If you're trading the $10 million bonus, I'm talking about
straight up cash.
Yeah, like what about Trey Hendrickson for $80 million?
Wow.
Yeah, that never happens, but I mean.
That would be crazy. I was just wondering
in baseball.
I've seen it in baseball, but I've never seen it in the NFL. So that I can remember.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to inquire. I bet just NFL, your shelf life might be a little bit shorter. It's too much variability.
That would be kind of crazy.
That would be insane.
You could just give teams straight up $100 million for certain players. Can we buy these guys off you?
Patrick Mahomes for $1 billion. Yeah.
I mean, that's probably about what he'd be worth, or what he'd asking price.
Yeah.
So, last thing last two things we want to do right here is kind of we're going to get to a matching game with the quarterbacks like we do with the wide receivers. But first, we want to do this or that kind of thing. So, Najee Harris on the Chargers or Jordan Mason, who was traded to the Vikings. What is a better pickup?
Man, what the
Najee?
Is that even a question, man?
Well, you got to think about it. It is a question because you got to think about it.
100% a question.
How much better do the Vikings get with Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones with a young quarterback like J.J. McCarthy? That's the point. They need a run game. Or is Najee Harris just a home run because the Chargers love to run the ball with Harbaugh.
I think they're a home run.
Yeah, I think
that's a home run there.
Yeah, we forget about Jordan Mason though. He did have a good.
We did, yeah. He kind of balled out in San Francisco.
And
my
he's
question
young.
is, if you have a running back that couldn't run under Mike Tomlin, what makes you think they're going to run under Kevin O'Connell?
Well, Kevin O'Connell. Are you talking about? Well, Kevin O'Connell's the head coach for the Vikings.
Oh, I'm sorry. What makes you think they're going to run under Jim Harbaugh?
One thing I'll say about Najee on the Chargers is that they do have a better O-line. And they're actually going to run.
You saw what they did last year with J.K. Dobbins at the beginning before he got hurt.
I will say, it's going to be interesting to see because if Najee doesn't, then he's probably going to be a definite bust. But I mean, just because he was hyped up so high. But I do think he's got a chance to really produce in that offense. It's just going to take the first few weeks to get in the system and get his legs underneath him. But I do think Jordan Mason slept on.
Yeah.
I think Jordan Mason slept on too. I mean, he balled out in San Francisco.
I will go
Najee. He really did.
He did.
I like Jordan Mason. I think he's going to have a bigger impact.
I think if the Chargers – the reason I'll say Najee is because his third down, blocking that he'll produce is going to be better than what they've had. And I think Herbert – getting time in the pocket is going to be huge. And clearly, I mean, Najee's a big guy, so that'll be an upgrade for sure from JK, who's a good back for sure. But Another
see him throwing
one.
shade?
No, JK.
No, it's Naj.
Oh, the
Was throwing,
Steelers.
yeah,
Talking about the
facility.
facility. Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you
So
say?
not a good look.
Chargers got way better facilities.
Just talking about how much more stuff they have to offer
Yeah.
and shit at
Well,
the
that's in
Chargers.
LA. I mean, they got high, tech. That
That's
SoFi
true.
money is crazy.
That SoFi money
Yeah,
do go
you're in
heavy.
LA. That's a little bit different.
Yeah. Steelers are more old school. Now this one's defense. What is the better pickup between Hassan Reddick on the Bucks or Jonathan Allen to the Vikings? We got
Ooh.
we got a run stopper in Jonathan Allen who can pressure the quarterback, and then we got Hassan Reddick off the edge who had big seasons in Philadelphia.
I'm gonna go Jonathan Allen.
Mm-hmm.
I
I like that.
I just like bolstering up the defensive line, and he's still really good, really talented. That's a big pickup for the Vikings, I would say.
Yeah, I got to be able to stop the run. They couldn't do that. So
I really want to know how good the Vikings are going to be
because
next year
JJ.
with JJ. Yeah, it's a little scary.
JJ or wait, hold on. That's a good point you bring up, man. I forgot. They're in the hunt for a possible quarterback as well to be.
No.
Anyways, let's go back to the last one here. Well, actually, I'm going to go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't answer that. Hassan Reddick is my pick just because the Bucks do kind of need an edge. They haven't really had a lethal one, or they didn't have one last year. They have this guy Diaby who slept on. He's pretty good, but they need somebody to be a vet and complement that other side. So I think Hassan Reddick for the Bucks. They already are a good defense. That'll help the secondary out. I feel like so. I'm going to go with Hassan Reddick.
Yeah.
Even though I love Jonathan Allen, though, I just think pass
Yeah,
rushers maybe a little bit more valuable.
that's valid.
What about you, Seth?
I like Hassan Reddick too, but I probably like Jonathan Allen a little bit more. Just kind of like how Cody said, bolstering that defense with the run stop, and just the Vikings needing a little bit more on that side of the ball.
That's true. They really do. They really do.
I'm gonna say Jonathan Allen.
Yeah, they also had Javon Hargrave that signed with them too. So and he was hurt a lot last year, but they got two D tackles that signed, so that's good.
Didn't they have that rookie last year too?
They
Defense,
had Dallas Turner from Alabama. He didn't have that great of a year though, but I mean, he's got a lot of potential. He's pretty raw still.
Yeah.
I thought I remember seeing something like that.
Last one though we're gonna do here is also defense. We're gonna have what pickup is better between Joey Bosa to the Bills or DJ Reed to the Lions, the corner from the Jets, who was really good next to Sauce.
I mean, I like DJ Reed to the Lions. I
think
mean, Joey
I'm with
Bosa
you.
to the Bills though was just cracked. Maybe I just feel like he's a little. He's got a little bit to prove now.
I get that. Joey's just scary with the injuries.
Yeah.
Bills do need something like that just to replace Von Miller, and they just need somebody. But I do think DJ Reed is a good, still young corner next to Terran Arnold, who they just drafted from Bama last year. I think they'll help him kind of lock in a little bit, learn some stuff. And DJ is a good corner, man. So I think line secondary will be tough because they already have great safeties and Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph, and then two good corners. I mean, that's a scary team with Aiden Hutchinson coming back.
That's crazy. That's a crazy team.
And you got good linebackers, Campbell, and it's some tough guys out there for sure. Biting kneecaps off.
I agree.
So let's go to the match, the QB with the team that are left right here in free agency. We're definitely going to start with you, Seth, because that's your team that I'm seeing first. That's the Steelers. What is your quarterback? Who's your quarterback?
Give me Russ.
Okay.
I want Russ. Just because all this bullshit going across state. We should have just signed Russ from the get and signed DK. And just said all the other QBs. I mean, I just think Russ and DK would just have a better connection there than Rodgers coming in when he might not even want to be a steal down anyway.
At least Russ has been there. So
Russ has been there, knows the offense. Get DK
a little younger than Rodgers.
Yeah, a little younger than
Rodgers. A little
Rodgers,
more mobile.
Can get a little bit more out of him.
We're splitting hairs, by the way. These are some old guys, some elderly folk,
old heads, man.
Yeah. So we got Russ to the Steelers for Seth. Now moving on, we got the Giants. Who are the Giants going to end up with? And this is still Seth, by the way. I want Seth to go first. Like we're gonna individually do our own.
I mean, give me Aaron Rodgers. I'll take Aaron Rodgers to the Giants. I kind of like that.
So Aaron Rodgers says, "I'm going to the Giants." The Steelers say, "Cool, we're getting Russ." And then we got the Browns and the Vikings left. Who do the Browns end up with? Could be a trade. Could be a sign.
The Browns end up back with Jameis Winston.
Okay.
That's what happens.
All right. Jameis Winston back to the Browns, and then Vikings.
Kirk Cousins to the Browns.
You just said Browns.
Oh wait, yeah, to the Vikings. Kirk Cousins reunion back to the Vikings.
I kind of like that.
Yep, give it to him.
I could see that actually. You might have.
That would be crazy reunion, and then he just goes with Gritty and just wins it all. With Jordan
I'd be pissed.
He's like, I just needed to.
As a Falcon, I'd be pissed if he won the Super Bowl after leaving us. Dude, nah, I can't see. I can't.
But no, how bad would that hurt? Would that hurt worse?
But is he gonna do that? Even though, like, yeah, it's his old team. Would he want to go knowing JJ's right there when he just had to deal with Penix?
No, probably not.
But Loki, Kirk is in hell right now because he doesn't want to be a Falcon. But we're like, screw you. We're keeping you until you waive that no trade clause, and we're gonna trade you somewhere, and you're gonna have to deal with it.
I mean, the Falcons are kind of.
We're getting the most out of it. Yeah, we're trying to get the most out of it.
You have no choice here.
Yeah, y'all kind of doing my guy dirty. I mean, he just came off an ace. Dirty. He just came off an Achilles repair.
And guess what? He lied about an injury halfway through the season. It cost us 3 L's. Dude, that shit was so annoying. Kirk Cousins, I'm sorry, brother. Respect you. Nice Christian man, but you got to leave my team.
He's cooked. He's done.
So Seth's done. Let's move on to Cody. Cody, what are the Steelers doing? What's the quarterback that you got for them?
Cody, don't do it to me.
He's scheming.
Cody.
He's frozen. Is he frozen?
Yeah.
Oh no, Cody. All right, well I'll go. Unless Cody pops in.
Oh wait, there he is.
Yeah.
Cody. Steelers.
I'll go Rodgers.
No. No.
Rodgers.
I don't want Riddle and Rodgers on the Steelers.
You get Riddling.
No.
So Rodgers goes Steelers. Who the Giants get?
Giants get Kirk Bangs.
Oh.
Okay. That would be the worst team. The worst.
Bro, Malik Neighbors is crashing out.
Dude, Malik might retire.
22-year-old.
He just couldn't handle it anymore.
No, that's crazy. So Browns and Vikings, you're left with basically Russ and Jameis. Who do you got? Cody.
Me? Cody.
This is still Cody.
Starlink is bugging.
I'm about to get off.
No, you're good.
Who is it? Vikings and Browns?
Yes, with Jameis or Russ. This is so funny. This is the best segment we've done.
Russ goes to the Browns.
No, I would hate that.
Unlimited
Dookie.
That's so bad.
And that
Unlimited brands.
Who's that? Jameis.
Vikings get Jameis? That's
ugly as hell.
Nah, Jameis gonna show JJ how to go 30 for 30.
30 for 30.
Come on,
dude. He needs his own 30 for 30.
Gosh. They need to give Jameis a startup team just to let him run.
Should.
That'd be fire. Send a team up to like Alaska. Anyways, I'm gonna do mine quick because my phone's gonna die eventually. So basically, I got some reason I'm just gonna go.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I got it. I got Rodgers going to the Steelers because he's gonna love Tomlin because he already flirts with him and shit.
If he loved Tomlin so much, he would have already come over to the Steelers. No,
because Rodgers loves the attention. This is what he does.
Well, Rodgers is a little attention freak.
He's a rat. And he's going to go to the Steelers because y'all got the best chance of winning, not the Giants, not the Browns, not the Vikings, even though he would want to go to the Vikings, but they don't want him, I think.
That would be some crazy Brett Favre.
You're going to get Russ to the Giants, and then you're gonna have Kirk Cochains traded to the Browns, and Jameis is going to go to the Vikings.
This is so ugly.
That's what I got. And Brax, you're left, the last one standing. If you can hear us, brother.
I hear you, brother. Just please review my options with me one more time.
All right. Steelers are the first team, and you have 4 quarterbacks on the table. It's going to be Rodgers, Russ, Kirk, and Jameis.
From the Steelers, who would I want paired up with 2 demons and George Pickens?
Demons.
Do you want somebody that's already
you want a third? Case? You want a third one?
I want another crash out to complete it.
If you think about it, the Steelers have always had quarterbacks that are kind of tame to go with their crazy skill players. Yeah, Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown.
Yeah, you're right.
Some crash outs.
What are you doing? Those were crash outs, in my opinion.
Those were some generational crash outs.
And now you got George Pickens and DK Metcalf. You need somebody calm, even if it's just a 1-year fix. If I'm the Steelers, Kirk's already proven he can play in the cold. I can't put Jameis out there. He's too much of a liability. Not that he's crazy, but he's just too eccentric. You need a calm spirit to calm down that locker room.
I already know where you're going with this, Brax. Just put it
Can't
on.
put Rodgers. Can't put Rodgers.
You can't? I thought that's where you were going. Maybe
I was not going.
Is it Kirk Cochains?
I was going to say Kirk Cochains to the Steelers.
I don't like that at all. I hate that. At every
just because it matches up. It matches up with their history.
Not gonna lie, the more we're talking about this, the more I could see Rodgers as a Steeler.
I mean, yeah.
Dude, I could see it. I don't think you'd like it. I don't think it'd be good.
I will say the one thing Rodgers hated at Green Bay is when the receivers would not catch the ball. And if you give him DK and George,
they're catching that.
And you give him a good ball, they gonna catch that ball.
But I mean, he's kind of a check down merchant.
He is a check down.
Well, recently, but
that's what I'm saying. I mean, but you can't say he didn't have quality wide receivers in New York. He did. He had his pick.
He's still kind of cooked. Nobody.
He did cook, but it was checkdowns.
28 tutties, 11 picks, I think.
Anything over 15 yards was foreign to him last year. That's why I don't know. I could see Kirk. I can see Kirk standing in the pocket delivering dimes to George and DK.
We don't got time for somebody to be standing in the pocket.
Y'all are screwed. That's what I'm learning.
The Steelers O-line, we cannot have a fragile being back there.
Who do you think is more fragile, Kirk Cousins or Aaron Rodgers?
Honestly, they both
just tore their Achilles. So I mean, we're splitting hairs.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, but
that's why you got to give us.
Going to take a beating and not bitch about it.
We got a guy that'll at least do some perks, and that's Rodgers. And then
Kirk. We got a man of the Lord.
Kirk's gonna just
Russ.
Kirk will pray about it at halftime.
I like Russ.
Okay,
but sorry, I kind of just took over Braxton's segment. Braxton,
I needed a Steelers fan perspective.
What'd you say, Cody?
We're collab right there.
What'd you say, Cody?
Said Russ gonna cook up some glizzies at halftime.
No,
what?
No, that's not why I called on you to say that.
Where did that come from?
Dude, that's so funny, Cody. Oh man. All right. So Brax, what about the Vikings? Who are they gonna get?
Vikings get Rodgers to complete the Favre.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I like that.
That's
he's Brett Favre reincarnated.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
Giants, who are they getting?
Russ.
Okay. And then that leaves the Browns re-signing Jameis.
I could definitely see that happening. I don't
think Jameis is going anywhere, man.
He just visited.
Jameis likes Cleveland.
He visited the Giants.
The Giants going to say, "This goofball, get this man out of here."
The Giant Brian Daboll and Jameis Winston together sounds like a nightmare.
So does anybody.
It sounds like Malik Neighbors is going to be retiring.
Let's get out of the NFL. Let's move to the the basketball world. We haven't talked about college basketball a lot other than our teams. Bama and Auburn guys. We're split down the middle. Okay, me and Cody versus Seth and Braxton. All right.
Damn right.
Our teams
is
both.
Cody a Bama fan?
Hell yeah.
Oh, you didn't know?
Cody a diehard Bama fan. Cody about as diehard. Cody and Hayden, the most diehard Bama fans I've ever met.
Oh
Wow.
man. So, anyways, besides, I'm just letting everybody know. So we're setting it up. Basically, we're gonna give you guys. Let's start out with. I don't know who wants to go first, but let's do this. Okay, let's do the intro that I want to start with. Is that there's an average? Sorry, I didn't pull this up. There's an average of 8.5 upsets in round one every March Madness. Okay, last year I believe there was 10. The year before there was 7. Did a little research, did a lot of research on some stuff today, so I got you with a few stats. Now, with that being said, does anybody want to start with their listing their upsets in the first round only?
I can start. I don't mind.
9 versus 8 is an upset in this scenario.
Alrighty, here we go. My first upset of the bracket is Creighton over Louisville.
Okay.
I'm taking that and I'm running with it. My second is. Do we know? Has it been announced yet for who won the North Carolina
No, they're
game?
playing. They're playing right now. Let me check the.
What's the score?
Let me check that score. You can keep going though.
Because mine is honestly whoever wins that is.
It's
beating Ole
early.
Miss.
It's early. 16-11, North Carolina.
Yeah, it's only been 8.5 minutes played.
Yeah.
I'm
Can we just talk
taking.
about how North Carolina should be in the tournament? Can we all agree on that? They
shouldn't.
They should not.
Yeah.
Why do you say that, Brax?
They were
Because they
terrible in
went
quad
1-12 in quad 1 games, and somehow they're fighting for an 11 seed.
I'll play
ridiculous.
devil's advocate, even though I do agree with you because it's a whole body of work. I think recently they've been like 8-1, and they almost beat Duke. But that's just me playing devil's advocate. Okay, I'm not saying they should be in there. This is just what people are saying. Plus, when you look at their like metrics and stuff, they're actually like always really high, like in a lot of things. But it's just like the matchups that they'll have are pretty favorable. Like I do think they could beat Ole Miss because Ole Miss is a little wishy-washy, I'd say, even though they're a vet team. But I could see that stuff.
I got them.
I hear
Little
you.
Wednesday game.
But we're always talking about precedent. We're always talking about what the committee values when they're making these selections.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They've always claimed quad 1 wins is like the most important factor.
I agree.
So the fact they have 1 quad 1 win and 12 quad 1 losses.
Yeah, they got in just because they're North Carolina.
And West Virginia had 6 quad 1 wins and didn't get in.
They got robbed.
They got
robbed.
They got in for the viewership. I'm not
for sure.
They definitely got in for the viewership.
It's because they got RJ Davis and they're North Carolina, and they want to see them go on a little run.
Yep.
Their director of athletics, who also is on the committee, sucked off every other committee member the entire meeting when they were making the selection.
Yep.
Yeah.
They did. They did. Right under the desk.
I watched it.
So who's after that, Seth?
That's 2 I've got.
Okay.
My third one is going to be Colorado State over Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
Hammer that down. And then the one after that is going to be Baylor over Mississippi State. It's a little 8 and 9 seed right there. I got both 8 and 9 seeds so far.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess 2 out of the 4. And then I got Akron over Arizona.
That's a big one.
That's huge.
I've even got Akron beating Oregon in the next round.
That's crazy. The Cinderella right there. That was going to be one of my questions.
That's the Cinderella right there.
Okay, the Zips.
And then I got Montana over Wisconsin.
Let's relax. All right.
They're dubbing. They're a good team.
Okay.
I like them.
This is the best because none of us know anything about Montana or Akron. We're just like, I'm feeling the vibes off of the
I'm liking what I'm hearing there.
I'm liking what I'm hearing about that team right
That's good. They might win it all. I'm not gonna lie.
That's crazy.
That would be 5, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's That is
5, I think.
Is that 5?
I don't know.
You're
You're 5 or
wild.
6.
No, that's 6. That's 6.
You're on
And
the
then
right track.
My
though.
7th and my final is Utah
Oh.
State over UCLA.
Okay.
That's mine right there.
I
think
that's a good one. I mean, I like
that's
that.
a perfect bracket right there.
Those are some hot takes, man.
That's a perfect bracket.
Those takes are scorching hot.
They're scorching in the pot, and I'm cooking them up.
I know for a fact I have 8 now. I'm trying to not mess up my camera, so I don't really want to go back and forth to my app. Unfortunately, I'm not on my computer, so it sucks. But basically, I'll rattle mine off so y'all can go. But mine that I know of off the top of my head, I do have Baylor over Mississippi State. That's a 9 versus 8. I do have Colorado State over Memphis. I am going to rock with Yale over A&M because of the style of play. I feel like it's not good for A&M. They do not shoot the 3 well. Yale runs you off the 3-point line. Yale, I'm sorry, Brax and Seth. They did upset Auburn last year. They're capable of doing it. They also have a guard. They have a good they have a good couple guys. I'm not going to say just one guy because it's a team effort around here. But they got some guys that have been there and done that, okay? And I do like the ability just for them to pop off. And I do think the next one I have, I'm going to try to speed up this, but I think I'm going to rock with – I've been wishy-washy on a couple of these, but I'm going to rock with Drake over Missouri. Drake's got another guy that's an NBA talent I feel like can take over. And they play a slow defensive pace. Missouri likes to go fast. I feel like that could, be a bad recipe for them. I did not commit to the UCSD upset. I am going to rock with Michigan, just a side note. And then the last few that I have, I do think I have something crazy here. I want to say I am going to rock with High Point over Purdue. I know that's so great. Like, that's their first time ever being in the tournament. But Purdue is fraudulent from what I've seen. They're the team that's lost a lot of these, upsets in the past. And I do think High Point is a team that is going to be in there in the long run, like in the long run of the game. I think they could make a few shots late and get over the hump. But they're like, if you look at the betting stuff, that's one matchup that they're slowly like creeping to, like the numbers moved enough to I feel good about taking them straight up. And then after that, just to finish it off here, because I think I'm only halfway through these, but the ones that I'm trying to remember are in the bottom half, which is, man, I might have to pull this up real quick. Sorry, guys.
No, you're good.
I do want to say that's probably the craziest one is High Point. But after that, okay, Arkansas over Kansas. That's not that crazy. That's a 10 versus 7. And then
I was on the fence on that one.
Yeah, VCU I have over BYU because realistically, both teams are hot right now. But both teams play different. But VCU's got that defense, and they're just the numbers are screaming VCU to pull off an upset and make a Sweet 16 run. So I got that going for VCU, kind of like you got with Akron. I do have Vandy over St. Mary's. They played totally different, but I think in this case, I don't trust St. Mary's enough. I feel like even though they're always in the tournament, they're always that team that's like they're consistently next to Gonzaga out of that conference. They're going to get bounced. Vandy's high-paced offense will somehow outscore them. And then last but not least, I am going to go with the winner between Texas and Xavier, which I think it might be Xavier, to beat Illinois. Okay? And those are my upsets.
I like it.
I like it as well.
Brax or Cody, one of y'all can go.
Cody, let's hear you out, brother.
Oh,
I'm closeted Bama fan.
Closeted's crazy.
I don't even know. Shit.
You're trying to look at it like me.
I am. I got Creighton over Louisville. New Mexico over Marquette.
Wow.
That was a tough one for me. Can't lie.
Oklahoma over UConn.
Wow.
Jeremiah Fears, the guard, man. He could do it.
Arkansas over Kansas. Let's see. That Akron one is freaking crazy, Seth.
I've seen it though. I have seen it.
I got Vandy over St. Mary's. Let's see. I got Georgia over Gonzaga.
Ooh, that's
Me too.
That's interesting.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Battle of the Bulldogs.
And that's it.
Utah State over UCLA.
So how many is that?
It's like 6, right?
Yeah.
6.
6 or 7.
So I got 8. Seth's got 7. Cody's got 6. Braxton, are you going to top 8?
No, I'm not going to top 8, but I've got Georgia like Cody. I got Vanderbilt. I really, really like Arkansas over Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Colorado State over Memphis.
That's a big.
Yeah.
And I'm
Even though
going
they're betting favorites.
New Mexico over Marquette and Creighton over Louisville.
Yeah.
I think that's 7.
Okay. Yep. Okay. I like that. I think that's all very possible.
Oh yeah.
I might be crazy for the High Point one, so who knows? I might flip that.
I've heard High Point. You're not the first person I've listened to the Field of 68 podcast.
Yeah,
and a lot of those guys were picking High Point. So
something about them, man. I don't know. I fell in love with the High Point.
I've been listening to John Rothstein. And he loves that team, I'm pretty sure. I mean, he's just saying they've got some dogs, so we shouldn't sleep on them. I don't know. I'm just a huge proponent. I really think the SEC, a lot of people saying it's ridiculous. They got 14 teams in. I'm saying I don't think the committee did that for no reason. I mean, that's a beefy conference. If you remember correctly, like when the SEC was done with their non-conference games, pretty sure every team in the conference had like one loss.
Yeah.
Like
it was pretty damn close.
SEC is cold. So I don't know. Like I remember Oklahoma was 11-0 at one point.
Yeah, because that was Bama's first SEC game, and I was like, damn, are they kind of good this year? I mean, they are respectable, obviously 9 seed, but we handled them, but I mean, they were undefeated.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a good team, man.
A lot of these teams were.
Even Texas, who is in the play-in game, could be Xavier, even though I think Xavier might, but that's just because Texas is getting a lot of money on the betting side. So Texas could, though. They look good in the SEC tournament. They had 2 wins, and that's how they got in the play-in is from those 2 SEC wins. But they're a team they got a good NBA prospect out of there that's a freshman, so they got some guys. But I will say, next thing I want to talk about real quick, double-digit seeds make the Sweet 16 consistently, like pretty much almost every year in the last decade. I don't know if you guys touched on it, but me and Seth's got Akron in the Sweet 16. That's crazy, beating Oregon, and after they beat Arizona. And then I have VCU beating BYU and Wisconsin. Cody, do you have a Sweet 16 Cinderella type of team?
Hell no.
No?
They get fucking whooped.
Okay. All right.
No, I don't got one.
You got any like possible ones that you're thinking of?
I got Oregon at a 5 seed.
Oh, brother, you're gonna have to cook a little harder than that. It's March Madness.
I gotta go crazy. I gotta start looking. I gotta start researching, man.
Man, you got 2 nights left, tonight and tomorrow.
Hey, I'm finna cook.
Tonight and tomorrow. It starts Thursday morning, bright and early.
Bright and early.
I don't have a Cinderella team necessarily. The only thing I can say that's like a lower seed that I got in one of the brackets, I do have Gonzaga beating Houston and then going all the way to the Final Four, which is kind of crazy. But that's not in this bracket. That's in my second bracket that I did. That's really it. I mean, I do think okay, here's the last thing I want to talk about. The 5 seed or lower has always made the Final Four since 2013, and then even before that, in like 2012 and 2011, a 4 seed made the Final Four. So it's never just chalk. It's never just 1s and 2s and 3s. Who is a 5 seed or lower that you guys possibly have in the Final Four? Because mine right now, I'll tell you my Final Four. I have Duke playing 5 seed Clemson, and then on the other side, I have Michigan State playing Florida.
Michigan State?
Yep, playing Florida.
So your 5 seed is
Clemson. Wow. They almost made the Final Four last year. Bama beat them, but I do think they got the senior leadership to get them there. They played really good defense. They've also played some tough games. They beat Duke. I think they're a really good team. So I got them beating Houston.
Yeah,
I do, because I feel like Houston just is that team that like gets so hyped up every tournament, and they're good as hell, but they just can't play with can't finish certain teams. Like sometimes, like you go you play physical with Houston, and then they can play you close, and then you wind up hitting a couple of shots. I mean, it just takes a team with some leadership and experience like Clemson, who was just there on the door last year, knocking at it. So I feel like they got the chance to do it this year.
Yeah,
that's valid.
Agree. Low key, I mean, let's not forget Dusty May was in the Final Four like last year, if I'm not mistaken. He's at Michigan. They're at 5 seed.
Yeah,
Michigan has Trey Donaldson.
Yep, and 2 7-footers. So I mean,
so that's definitely possible. I don't see them making it to the Final Four, but I mean, I can easily see them beating Auburn. Hate to say it, and if they have a Michigan State Michigan rematch, I don't think they lose that one.
So it's funny you say that. I know I'm a hater, right? I do have Michigan beating Auburn. Okay, I went back and forth on that forever. Only reason is because those 2 7-footers and Trey Donaldson getting a revenge game against his old team. I feel like it could happen. And then I have Michigan losing to Michigan State just because Michigan State blew out Michigan twice this year. And I know it's hard to beat a team 3 times, but Bama did it to Kentucky, and I think Michigan State's pretty good.
That's valid, I guess. Maybe not really. I don't really like it at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you forgot you're Auburn fan.
Yeah, you know, it happens.
I don't have Bama in the Final Four. I got them losing to Duke in the Elite Eight.
I do too.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Nah, I got Bama winning.
I know you do, Cody.
Hey, they are.
I hope so, man. I hope so. But if I pick them, Cody, they're gonna get bounced in the first round.
No, don't pick them.
Robert Morse gonna beat us.
Robert Morse gonna beat us.
Just a quick scoring update. North Carolina's up by 16 right now.
No shot.
Shit.
They're
okay. So here's the thing, right? Seth, I really do like that North Carolina over Ole Miss thing. I just wanted to see what happened in the game tonight. But low-key, Ole Miss is kind of fraudulent, even though they did beat Bama and Auburn. But here's my theory.
They did not beat Auburn.
I'm sorry, not Auburn.
Auburn is 3-0.
That's not what I meant. I apologize. But they beat Bama, and there was some other team it was Tennessee they just beat at the end of the year? I think it was. They beat Tennessee and Bama, and I feel like they're a team that's coached well. They got seniors and stuff like that. But with a team like North Carolina who's playing pissed, and they were clearly like everybody hates them right now, they're a team that could just go kind of crazy and make the Sweet 16. So I don't know. You might be on something, Seth. Low key.
I was trying to tell you.
I
might know a thing or two here.
You might. They also might get clapped.
Nope. No getting clapped.
Well,
North Carolina to the Final Four.
Dude, you know how crazy that would be if they did, though? People would have to shut up about everything.
People would have to shut up.
Dude, Duke
would have to stop talking.
Dude, if Duke and them played in like the championship,
I think Caleb might have a heart attack.
I think they would play in the championship because that's how it would work. Is they're in that top part of the bracket and Duke's in the bottom. So I mean,
wow, you want to talk about a crazy ending right there with those two teams being?
I just don't see it, but yeah.
Can anybody see Duke winning?
Duke, yeah, I got Duke winning. I have Duke winning at all. Yeah.
Nah, you're bugging.
I got Duke over Florida, and then I got Florida over Duke in the other one.
Yeah, you're bugging.
Yeah, I agree.
It's chalk this season. Houston ain't winning.
Houston and Auburn.
Bro, Houston chokes every year.
I don't think it's Houston and Auburn, but definitely think
Auburn's better than Houston.
Auburn's better than Houston, but I mean, if Florida stays hot,
it could be scary time.
Their region is pretty tough, though.
I don't know who they're going to lose to if they stay hot.
They have a tough path with Maryland and Texas Tech or St. John's at the end, but they get through that. They can win it all.
All right.
So Cody, get to cooking, man, because I don't think you're gonna be fine with just one Oregon in your Sweet 16 or something. You need some other spice.
I'm about to cook.
Cody, you're the crazy madman. I thought you had all the locks. I thought you had the sleepers.
Dude, I just started doing it when I got off work. I gotta cook.
Bro,
man.
You know the locks, man.
I gotta cook.
They speak
a
to
locksmith, Cody.
You want me to go look? I'll go look right now. Say it off the top of my dome.
Yeah, because maybe they'll win the whole thing. Give us one. They got to be at least a 5 seed. So you got in the Final Four.
At least a 5.
Yes.
Do y'all think BYU can get past Wisconsin?
Dude, I don't even got BYU beating VCU.
True.
But I do think BYU could beat Wisconsin if they do. They're really good. They really are. They got a bunch of white boys that are Mormons that can pull it from anywhere. I've watched them play. They're crazy.
I hear
Wisconsin just has a lot of white boys though that can shoot.
You know what I'm saying? Like BYU is like that. Like BYU is lethal. Like they're good. I'm respecting BYU. I think VCU though has got good enough defense to stop them from shooting like that.
Honestly, if
North Carolina's cooking right now.
I'm scared. I'm scared North Carolina might be on a run.
They're up 18.
Okay.
They're cooking.
So we got to think about North Carolina Sweet 16 for real.
Mm-hmm.
Ole Miss is probably shaking right now.
Oh, they're shaking in their little boots.
Cody, what's up? What are you going to say? Who's your pick?
If Michigan can get past Auburn, they can make it easily to the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
I think I'll take Michigan.
Too bad it's not happening.
They're making it past. They're going to dominate
Auburn's going to beat them by at least 20.
No.
Okay. Michigan will play everybody close in this tournament, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, their 7-foot guys definitely have me a little shaky.
They're tough. They can, if they physical, Janai Broom down low and, make a couple plays outside with Trey Donaldson. We'll see. We will see. I don't know. The Auburn's pretty good, man. I think Auburn's legit for sure. I think
Auburn's guards are better than Michigan's. That's
for
all.
sure. Auburn's
and guard
better
plays
than
guard play is huge in the tournament.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think,
and you got to remember they'll be playing in Atlanta, which is going to be an Auburn home game
for sure.
So they're cooked.
Michigan fans are crazy though; they will travel. But yeah, that's a good pod. I'm gonna have to go though, so appreciate y'all boys for joining, and we'll be back next week to see how round 1 and 2 went. I guess the round of 32 will be over on Sunday. Okay, so we'll join back next week around Tuesday, Wednesday before the next Sweet 16 and Elite 8 games, and we'll talk about our picks and see how we're looking. See if we got any 90. Let's just say, let's make a bet right now. One of us in here is going to at least have a 99% bracket by the next show, and 99% doesn't mean you missed one pick. Like sometimes it just means like you missed a couple, but like you're still in the 99 percentile.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like it happens every year. I've seen Cody's brackets be 99. Like I've seen them. So one of us will do it because we know ball, and I think
we do.
I got a feeling on who it might be, and I think it's going to be Cody because somehow he always is number one in everything he does.
I gotta cook, man. I'm gonna cook tonight.
That's why I'm motivating you. I'm saying, brother, you got to make some upsets and go for it because that Final Four is always crazy. On that note, we're out. Appreciate everybody again. The Muffed Sports Show will be back and at it next week around this time. So tune in as always. I'm Hayden Haynes. That's Seth Killen, Cody Hardbacks McKinney. We're out.
Yes, sir. Deuce. See you, boys.
See you, boys.
See ya.
Oh, if I could end it.